Hi all, it's me, Fuzz Piney.
Look at the front where it says Ames real big.
Hi y'all, it's me, Fuzz the Piney, and this video is all about being real, which is something I've been really wanting to do lately. And part of being real is being completely transparent and open with your followers, and I'd like to do that today. So I started off with a makeup-free face. So there's gonna be me being real in two ways and me being vulnerable with my followers in two ways, and I really hope that everyone can appreciate it. As you do know or don't, I do have a whole playlist of videos describing primary progressive multiple sclerosis, which is the type I have. I don't have many years left on this earth, so I really try to make the most of life, which is another reason I'm so lucky to be able to do these videos for you guys still. I'm so lucky to go out with Wallie and have a great time, even if I can just drive him around. I can't get out of the car, but I still love him to death. I love the look on his face. I love watching him work, and he supports me in so many ways too, and it's really the most loving relationship I've ever had in my life, and I'm proud to say I'm his woman. And I know there has been a lot of controversy concerning me being on his channel or in his videos and people not liking it. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry he asks me to be on, and of course I want to help him, you know. I want to be with him as much as he wants me with him. So he asks and I say yes. I don't force him to do anything. We're not in that kind of relationship, you know. We let each other go do stuff. We let each other live life, and it's wonderful. So I'm sorry to everyone who's been upset. I've seen some nasty comments, but like I said, I don't have many years left on this earth, and I'm just trying to enjoy it with Wallie and be in love. And I feel like this is the first time I've ever really been loved by a man the way Wallie loves me, and it's wonderful. I mean, it sucks that Wallie and I had to reconnect so many years later and figure all this out now, but at the same time we did, and I can't be more thankful for that. So I'm sorry to anyone who it's upset. But he did talk with me, and he said, this is my channel. I want to show the world what I love doing, and that includes you. And that means a lot to me. And that's why I have him on my channel a lot, doing my stupid unhinged, you know, tier lists, which I've always loved doing. Way before I met Wallie, I used to do them with my dad, and my dad passed away last year, and I miss him very much. I really do. He was my everything, and you know, I feel like I finally have somebody in my corner again, and that's Wallie, and I feel like my dad sent Wallie to me. He's a wonderful human being, and I love him to death. So, that being said, this is a video about me being vulnerable. As you see, I came to with a completely free of makeup face. This is who I really am. I actually look sick. People say I can't be sick. I don't look sick. I do wear makeup. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this video is to show you how to fake looking well. And I know that a lot of people with MS, and I've talked to a few of them this week about, do you have dark eye bags? Do you have, you know, all these blotchy things going on with your face? Do you have cysts on your face? Do you have this and that? It's pretty common, and I know it's not just with MS, it's with other really bad chronic illnesses as well. So, that being said, I wanted to do a video of how I do my makeup for these videos. And I hope you guys like it. I really do. I started this channel to help spread awareness about MS. That was my original intent, and I'll go back to that during MS month, which is March. That's all my videos are going to be, so if you hate it, unsubscribe now. But that's what I do every year for a whole month, and I research and I work on it, and I get opinions from the MS community. I talk to like 200 people, get a survey done, and people are really hurting, and people who are lovely and honest with me about their answers. So I try to be open as well. This is how I look all the time. I look like a starving Victorian child. I'm actually a lot whiter probably than I look on this video, but I'm very white. I have dark bags under my eyes. My weight goes up and down like crazy. I just lost 10 pounds last week after gaining 20 pounds 3 weeks before that. It's like my weight goes up and down so often that some days I'll look healthy because, you know, a certain weight looks good on me and makes me look healthy, and some days I look like I'm dying because it's just what my weight does. Sometimes I can't eat, and sometimes I can't get out and see the sun. Like Wallie asked me once when he was here, he's like, did you take the car out at all while I was gone for 2 weeks? And I said, no. And I felt really embarrassed, but I didn't go anywhere for 2 weeks. I stayed inside. I mean, I just have to rest sometimes, and it sucks. This is the reality of MS, primary progressive MS, which is a very vicious and hardcore version of MS. If you want to learn more about it, please watch my MS videos. It's not your run-of-the-mill relapse-remitting MS that you see all the drug commercials for. We don't have anything. We had Ocrevus, but now they're saying don't take that. And I'm glad I never did because I couldn't afford it. But now I'm really glad because they're recalling shit. Anyway, I think this intro has been long enough. So, I'm going to continue to be in Wallie's videos as long as he'll have me and he asks me to be. He wants to include me, and I want to include him in mine. That's why he's in my tier list videos, and I have so much fun with him. And he is really the light of my life, and I think he's prolonging it, even if just a little bit. You know, he's prolonging my life by making me happy. Just by being himself, and I love him for that. So anyway, I'm going to be right back, and then I'll get this makeup tutorial started. Okay, so I'm back. Anyway, as always, I just wanted to wash my hands. As I was saying, this video is mostly for anyone who's feeling a little down on themselves, like they have marks on their face that they can't control, like acne or eye bags or bruises or really anything. Because we fall a lot with MS, so we get bruises all over our face too. I feel like it's a little milder right now because I put cold compresses under my eyes today, but I still have deep eye bags. I have some cystic acne going on. So I'm going to show you how I cover it up and what I used to cover it up with. Everything I get is from CVS. So I don't spend a shit ton of money on makeup. And when you are disabled or just poor, it's incredibly hard to afford makeup and to make yourself feel better. It's not about making the other sex more attracted to you. It's about making yourself feel better once in a while, you know, and when you have a chronic illness, it's really important to make yourself feel better when you can. So once in a while, I like looking pretty, and Wallie tells me I'm pretty, but I say I like dressing up for you. Even just putting on a tiny bit of makeup, which I'm going to show you today, because it makes me feel better about myself. It makes, you know, a smile on your face. So I like doing it. So to start off, I'm a little furry. I told you I'm going to be vulnerable and honest in this video. I'm 50% exactly Sicilian, so I'm pretty furry. I'm one of those women that has a mustache and beard. So, what I do is I use tweezers and, you know, pluck anything below my lips. And I use a scraper tool to get out anything deep in there, including any blackheads or whatever that's deep in my face. It's a scraper tool. Actually, let me show you what it looks like. And you can buy one of these kits. I think I got mine on Temu. And just like a little scraper tool. Like, looks like that. And I got the kit for, I think, $4. And it works just fine. Like I said, I am not rich by any means. I'm well below the poverty line, in all honesty. And that's why I wanted to do this video for y'all. And tweezers, I've just had the same old pair for the past, like, I don't know, 20 years. Just find yourself a good pair of tweezers, you know. I like the tweezers that are on an angle so they can grab easier. As far as the Sicilian mustache goes, I get rid of that with, luckily it's not like manly, it's just obviously a lady stash. But I use Finishing Touch. It's like a little buzzer. And I know there's all different kinds, but you can find these at CVS for like $10. And it's a little buzzer. Just, you know, get off that peach fuzz and that mustache. It's all, it takes seconds. And I also use it on my eyebrows. I can't find the piece at the moment, but there's also a piece. Oh, here it is. There's a piece that goes on top of the buzzer. It says 4 millimeters, 2 millimeters. So you can trim your eyebrows with them too, because otherwise my eyebrows would be out of control. So that's what I do before I even touch my face, is I fix my fur problem. And I do my eyebrows a certain way, and I wanted to tell you kind of how I pluck them. Always pluck from the bottom, never from the top, because if it won't grow back eventually. Like, it'll, like, I get stray ones once in a while down here, but up here, nothing, because I only pluck from the bottom. And someone actually taught me that trick years ago, after I was butchering my eyebrows really super tiny in the 90s, you know, like all girls did. But what I do is I'll usually keep my eyebrow makeup on so I can see the form of what I want my eyebrows to look like and draw it out. And then I will pluck around that. So that way, okay, I know my eyebrows are the right shape and anything else can get plucked out. And then I get in the shower. So, like I said, I use 2 millimeters for here to here on the eyebrow and 4 millimeters from here to here. So, that's the lengths I use on that. $10, like I said, it's just a little buzzer thing. I know there's like a billion different kinds too. They have a little light. Some of them have the 2-inch, 4-inch thing for your brows and all that stuff. Really cheap. Like I said, all this stuff is CVS stuff from Walmart, stuff that's affordable for people who can't afford makeup, because makeup can be absolutely insane. I understand. And this is going to be a long video, but it's whatever. I don't care. So the first thing I do, if I have a bunch of marks on my face like this, like these eye bags, I use LA Girls Pro Concealer, and it's green. Sorry if this stuff looks a little dirty. It is chilling in my makeup bag with a bunch of other things. So, LA Girl Pro Conceal, and I use green. And what green does is, believe it or not, it masks red when you put it on underneath concealer. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. You're going to be like, what are you doing, Fuzz? You're out of control, right? But this is like... You get a pack of 3 for like $4. It's just cheap stuff. You could get it on Temu, you can get whatever, but it's just green concealer. If that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is put it on my cystic acne first, and then I'm going to put it a little, and just use it sparingly. I'm going to put it on my problem areas, so around my eyes, above my eyes, and around my nose where everything is red. So let me do that real quick. Hopefully Wallie will edit this so it skips ahead a bit. I love him so much. I'm sorry, Wallie. Okay, so as you can see, I put green on my problem areas. And now what I'm going to do is take my finger and pat them out, so they're a little more muted and a little more blended and not just all gloopy gloppy on my face. This green stuff also really comes in handy because I get lupus flares sometimes. A lot of people don't know that I have more than one thing going on with me. Most people with immune diseases do have more than one immune disease. So there's that. I guess this is, you know, the video of me being vulnerable and open with you guys. So I'll just tell you what I got. I wanted to show you how I, you know, kind of made the green a little more, you know, patted out so it's not all gloopy gloppy, but it's still green. So basically I have primary progressive multiple sclerosis, suspected lupus. I get the lupus flares, which is mouth ulcers. I get the butterfly rash. So if you have lupus, you know what I'm talking about. I have degenerative disc disease in my cervical spine, which is your neck. I have depression and anxiety and narcolepsy from MS. And I have a lot of other things. I have right bundle branch block, which is a heart condition that you're born with. It just means one of the 4 ventricles in your heart doesn't pump like it should. So I was born with that. I have ADHD, if you guys haven't noticed, if you watched that video of me getting Wallie all that stuff, you should, that's just a product of an ADHD brain. And if I remember, I have aphasia, which means I can't find words. It's another thing from MS. A lot of my things I've been diagnosed with are because of MS, but some aren't. Aphasia is one of them. Narcolepsy and parasomnia are all from MS, and the sleep ones and the mental ones are all from MS. So anyway, moving on. It's actually freeing talking to you guys like this. I love being able to do this on my channel. So what I'm going to use next is Matte and Poreless foundation from Maybelline. And it's called Maybelline Fit Me. It comes in the square little bottle here. I'm using classic ivory right now because it's the summertime. In the wintertime, I use porcelain ivory because I am very, very, very white. It's kind of scary, actually. So anyway, what I do is I have like a little sponge guy here, right? And I put a teeny bit of that foundation on the end of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these green spots, leave it a little wet at first. Just go over the green spot. Because makeup can look good as long as you blend things. You can make cheap stuff look good. Like I said, this is from CVS too. These little sponge things cost like nothing. And I like them better than brushes, so I use them. I used to wet them before using them, but I realized they would get moldy real fast and I'd go through them real fast, so I stopped doing that. So I'm just gonna put, you know, and really press in this foundation around the spots I made green. Because you'll still see a little green coming through, I'll show you. You know, so do the under the eyes, really push it in there. Really getting all the creases, like, you know, the inner eyelid, and not the inner eyelid, but, you know, the center near your nose. See, so that's what I did. I literally didn't do full coverage. Now what I'm going to do is take a teeny tiny bit. And what I'm going to do is daub on a little more all over my face. Just little spots, teeny tiny spots. Especially up here, because my face is red. I don't know why. And just kind of like daub it in and move it around a little bit. You know. Just move it around. And like I said, really blending is all you have to do to be good at makeup. You don't have to be able to do anything else. As long as you can smush things down and get stuff together, you'll be alright. You know? So, there's classic ivory. That's my color. If any of you are my color. I don't know how many people are except like Casper. But I'm porcelain ivory in the winter and classic ivory in the summer. And that's pretty much what you want to go by, is your darker shade and your lighter shade. So you want to get two different colors. I'm done with that, so I can put this away too. And then I have this, which I always make a freaking mess. Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. So this is also from CVS. Like I said, these things are cheap. They last a very long time. You saw how little I used. Like I said, I don't cake stuff on my face. I put very little on. So what I'm going to do with this is go over those green spots with it. And just kind of just dab it on. Like, you know how ladies used to say in the 40s, I'm going to go powder my nose. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to not be shiny. So I'm powdering my nose. And what I want to do, make sure I get my forehead done. See? But try not to get it in your eyebrows or your eyelashes as much because you will be drawing on them. Like I showed, and it makes it a little tougher to draw when there's powder on stuff. Or put on, you know, mascara or that kind of thing. So there's that. And when I'm not talking and BSing and doing a video, this stuff takes me like 5 seconds to do. So it's not too bad. Like I said, for this one I use Fair Light because they don't have as many colors for the powder. So I just powdered up a tiny bit. And like I said, I didn't use a huge glob. I just tap, tap, and then powder, 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 powder. That's it. Now what I do to make my face look normal again and not all one color is I take a contour kit. You can use any contour kit. Sorry, this is old. But that's how little I use. I can make makeup last for like 10 years. I know that's probably not good, but it works for me. I don't have money, so there's that. A little goes a long way with makeup. And what I'm gonna do is use the one in the middle from the contouring. That's like just a brown. It's not warm. It's like a cool brown. And I'm gonna use this kind of brush, see, and just tap it on the end of it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and put my face features back on. Like that. And like that. Because I kind of got rid of my cheekbones. So now I just put a tiny bit on and they're back. See, a little goes a long way. And you just got to blend it out. I put such a tiny amount on. It's ridiculous. And then, because I'm getting older, I'm finally getting the chin, the neck thing. Truth is, I'll be 40 this year in September. Believe it or not. I still get carded for things like cigarettes and alcohol, both of which I don't get all the time, but when I do, I get carded. People don't believe I'm 40, but I am, so... What I'm going to do is this right here, this little tiny piece underneath. If you have like one of these like turkey things, just take the same thing that like I just used, that muted brown. You know, it's not warm. It's more of a cool brown. And just go underneath. Not a lot, but just on that glob you got. Mine's so tiny, but you know, I'm going to use it anyway. And then just, not so much that you look like you have a beard. Just do it underneath your jawline, not on top of it. See? Makes me look skinnier. That's all I did. 5 seconds again. There's like so... Like the stuff I use lasts me forever because I use so little of it. And you can too. And anyone can do this. It's easy. It looks easy because it is. And like I said, the things I'm using are cheap. For setting spray, which I swear by, I use, right now, I'm using NYX Matte Finish setting spray. But really, you can use whatever setting spray you want. And I was told people even use hairspray. It's not good for your eyes, but they use hairspray. So what I like to do that's basically all this is hairspray for your face. Some people use actual hairspray. My neighbor's watching me record this video because she's nosy. I don't care. Anyway, so at this point, I'm going to take this setting spray and just lightly, like this far away from my face, just... That's it. Lightly. Close your eyes when you do this, otherwise you're going to have a really bad time. Especially because some of the more expensive ones are very strong and will burn your eyeballs out of the sockets. But yeah, so you don't want to do it too close. You do it, you know, far enough away so your makeup that you just put on doesn't melt off your face. And you want to let it dry off. Don't touch it, just let it be. While I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit, I'm gonna sharpen my eyeliner here. Okay, what I do next is my eyebrows. And eyebrows are important, and I've learned over the years that less really is more. As far as makeup goes, I used to spend hours doing my makeup. I used to have an airbrush machine. I used to go crazy with it. I think that's what I wanted to do for a living, but it was really just a crazy hobby. And I've gotten it down to a science where I can only use cheap stuff, and it's not bad. So, what I'm using for an eyeliner pencil is Maybelline Express Brow. It's a really skinny pencil. And that's how I get really skinny eyebrows. I mean, I pluck them like crazy, but, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the edges. I basically draw the shape I want for my eyebrows, and not hard. Because if I mess up, I'm going to be mad that I have to wipe it all off. So I'm going to put my eyebrows on first. I'll do the edges first. So it kind of shows the shape I'm going for. See what I did? I just did this and this. That's it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to make my eyebrows the same shape, because they aren't plucked as the same shape and the hair doesn't grow as the same shape. So now what I'm going to do is kind of outline the shape I want based off of where I just put these two. Not going to color them in yet. So I'm just going to outline things. I don't know, hopefully Wallie skips ahead for this. If not, you can just hear me humming and complaining about my nosy neighbor. I have wonderful neighbors here. It's just one of them's kind of mean. That's all. Everyone else is great. Okay, so what I did was like I said, I started at the ends, just doing a dent and a dent. And now I'm starting to outline the shape of the ends here. Now I'm going to outline this part, except for the bottom part of my eyebrows, just the top. Okay, so I did the top of my eyebrows, and now I'm going to fill in the eyebrows using strokes, because this is a really small pencil tip. My eyebrow hair is on it, but whatever, I don't care, it's my stuff. So what I'm going to do is use strokes within the outline I just made. Little tiny strokes, not hard pressure, very light. Like I said, all your makeup that you do, make it very light, and you'll be okay. That way if you mess up, it's still salvageable. When you go dark, it's kind of harder to do that. You know, you got to get makeup wipes and start over, and it's a pain in the butt. So I would suggest going a little lighter on everything you do, especially when you start drawing things like your eyebrows and your eyeliner, which I'll show you next. And eyebrows are a little hard. I'm not going to say that they're easy to draw on. It took me a while to get my eyebrow shaped the way I wanted it to be. And like I said, I keep my eyebrows on and pluck them while they're still on. That's the trick. So that way you can retain the shape and you can train your eyebrows to be how you want them to be. Okay, so a funny thing about MS is I do have symptoms of other immune diseases like Parkinson's. I take Parkinson's medication because I have tremors. So doing my makeup isn't exactly that easy for me, but it's still, I don't know. Without me talking, the elapsed time has probably been like 5 minutes if I haven't been talking throughout this and showing you all these makeup things. What's cool about this Express Brow by Maybelline is it has a little brush on the other end of where the pencil is. So what you're going to do is after you outlined it, you're going to brush it out. And stay in the outline, but brush it out so it looks a little more natural, a little less drawn on. Because when I tell you, when I had red hair for a long time, I used to use lip liner on my eyebrows to match my red hair, and they looked cartoony. I mean, they still do, but not like they did. Like, they were blocky. So that's it. Eyebrows are done. Easy peasy. I'm not even going to put eyeshadow on. I rarely do. Simply because it takes forever to blend and get the exact colors that you want. And this is a simple video, and I only really do simple makeup anymore. I just can't be bothered with extreme makeup unless it's a serious event like a wedding or something, which I haven't been to in forever anyway. So, yeah, eyeshadow is a whole nother ball game. I mean, if you request for me to go over that, I will. But I don't usually put it on. I'm just showing you what I do as a disabled woman with very limited funds and extremely, shaky hands, and I use what I can and what works for me. I guess I like Maybelline a lot. So for my eyeshadow, or for my eyeliner, I use Maybelline Tattoo Studio. Maybelline Tattoo Studio. Like I said, this is all CVS stuff, Walmart stuff, cheap. And there's always sales, like buy one, get one, and all that stuff. So you gotta just go and, in CVS, if you sign up with them and spend a certain amount of money, you'll get a bunch of money off. That's basically how I get my makeup. So, for this, what I want to do is start with the outside for my eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the underneath and go up like that. I'll show you each step of this because this can be a little tricky. And this is great because it's not a pencil. It goes on like a crayon or like a kohl, which is something that the Indian ladies use. Egyptian ladies, it's called kohl, K-O-A-L. And that's basically the equivalent of this. So I just did the underneath. See, I started right here and I put it up on both sides. So just a little dink, dink. And now I have the base for how I'm going to do the wings. Now I'm going to do the top. So what I'm going to do is connect. I'm going to start on the outside and connect the top. And then kind of, Yeah, this stuff is so smooth. It's like, I don't know if you've ever, any artists here have ever used Cray Paws, but that's how this goes on, really smooth. More like clay than like pencil. So here's one without the top done, and here's the one with the top side done. Just to give you a little view of what I'm doing here. So I'm taking this and going inward and then filling in. I always do outlines first and then fill in. Outline, fill in, outline, fill in. It's the easiest way to do things. That way you know that the outline is how you want it to look. You know what I mean? And that way you don't have to do it over. Okay, so it's done on both sides. Most days I just use this for eyeliner. That's it. Especially when I'm feeling really crappy. It's just dink dink and I want to look nice. That's it. Now I'm going to show you classic Fuzz eyeliner, which is I'm going to take what I did on the ends and just bring it over on the top only, not on the bottom. So see how quick that was? One eye's done. Took me half a minute. I just took it and pulled it over. It's great because like when you know where to start, you know how to end, and it makes it so much easier. I just followed the shape of my eye. That's it. Along my eye. Like the top of my lashes. That's it. Okay, both sides are on. This is the classic Fuzz look. As far as my style of eyeliner goes, like when I go out with my friends, I go camping, go to a show, I do stuff like that. And I want to look a little more decent, I'll put on something to make me feel better. So this is Fuzz Eyeliner 101. The whole thing took me probably a total of 1 minute. And it's going to take you a while to be comfortable in doing that. And like I said, don't get an eyebrow or don't get an eyeliner pencil. Get something that's like a crayon or a gel pencil. This is called a gel pencil. It's called Tattoo Studio. The color is Deep Onyx, which is what I like to use, but they have all sorts of colors. They have blue, brown, green, blah, 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 blah. You can get eyeliner in all sorts of colors. But definitely get something softer than a pencil because you're going to tear your eyelids up. It's going to be hard to get off if you mess up. This is so much easier. And speaking of colors of eyeliner, next I'm going to do, I do use two kinds of eyeliner. If you haven't noticed, I didn't do the underneath. So what I'm going to do next is just get, this is Rimmel, which I think is like $1. So this is a Rimmel crayon, a crayon pencil. It's white eyeliner. That's all it is. It's just white. It's completely white eyeliner. And Rimmel's super cheap, like I said. Like, I think it's in the bargain bin at CVS. So what I do is I'm going to put the white underneath my eyes. Like on the bottom tear duct part. Not on the skin. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay. All done. Quick as hell, right? So, like I said, I put it on the tear duct. And that takes a little while to get used to too. But like I said, don't use sharp pencils, people. Because you could really hurt yourself. You want soft pencils. You want soft things. They're easier to fix a mistake and you won't hurt yourself. Especially if you have tremors like I do. Sometimes they're really bad and it takes me like 3 hours to just do this stupid makeup. It does, and I'm not gonna lie about it. But that's how I do my eyeliner. And the reason I put white on the bottom is so my eyes look bigger. I don't look as sleepy because I'm narcoleptic. I'm a sleepy girl. I'm always sleepy. So I try to make my eyes look bigger and more awake, even though I'm never fully awake, ever. I'm on my first energy drink still. I already took my narcolepsy pill today. I will be having another energy drink right after this one. So next we're going to do mascara. The mascara I'm using, like I said, all the stuff's from CVS, is Maybelline again. I guess I'm really like supporting Maybelline right now, but they're cheap and it works. So I'm using Maybelline Falsies Volume Express. And the color is Blackest Black. That's like from Death Clock. Blackest Black times infinity. But yeah. So because I'm using the blackest eyeliner, I want to use the blackest mascara. Otherwise it would look very weird. So what I'm going to do when I use this mascara is first I'm going to do the top inside of my eyelashes, and then I'm going to go back and go up while not getting it on my actual eyes so I don't get mascara all over my face. So I'm going to do the top, the inside, you know, and go down and then go up from side to side. And you really want to get close to your lash line. And it's okay to do it, to get it on where you put your eyeliner, because that's the same color black, so it doesn't matter. I mean, it would probably matter if you use like blue eyeliner and black mascara, or I mean, then you would have to be a little more careful. But if you use the same color mascara, like blue and blue eyeliner, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as long as you use the same colors. So that's a nice little trick if you want to avoid making a mess. Like I said, I have tremors. I'm not the greatest with this stuff. I use things that are easy for me, so I don't have to worry too much. I think I need new mascara because this one's drying out a little bit. And what you really want to do, I don't use an eyelash curler at all, but you can if you'd like. Like I said, I just do the down and then I do the up. See, so that side's done. This side's not. I'm going to do that side now. And the reason I'm doing the tops too is because my eyelashes are normally darker, like my hair, but because I put some of that powder on my face, my eyelashes have a little bit of that powder on it, and I have to make them black because right now they look skin colored. It looks a little funny. They're not dark at all. And you know, you can just like, if you want to make your eyelashes look different, like you can move them around with your brush this way, so you can fan them out, you can fan them up, you can fan them to the sides. If you fan your eyelashes up, it'll make your eyes look bigger. If you fan them to the sides, it'll make them look more sultry. So like, basically how I did my eyeliner today with the white and the top part is to make my eyes look bigger and more awake. When I just use my regular daily stuff, if I put on makeup, then I just do the corners and no other eyeliner. You know, I put it to my eyelashes to the side, I sweep them to the side, and they'll dry that way, which is nice. And then you want to go on the bottom, starting on the outside, and then going in. Now, a little trick. If you don't want to have crazy spider lashes like I do, because I have super long eyelashes, if I were to do my entire lash entire bottom lash, it would look out of control. And I have done it, but what I do is I take the ones on the outside corner and make them longer. Like I'll do the whole thing over there, then I'll just touch on the inner sides. You know what I mean? I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so that's how I did that. I did them a little longer on the ends and then just boop, boop, boop along the tear line where I went over my eyelashes with the white crayon a little bit, and that's that. So what I'm going to do now that my eyes are done, donezo, completely done, and like I said, if I wasn't talking this whole time, this video would have been 10 minutes. But yeah. So I'm going to take the same setting spray and I'm going to go over just my eyes this time. Far away so everything doesn't go bleh right down my face. So I got my eyebrows covered and my eyelashes covered. Fan them out a little bit. And you don't want to wipe the liquid off because then all your makeup's gonna go. So just fan it until it's dry. Like I said, some of these, this one isn't, this NYX setting spray isn't that bad. See? So this is how I can like go camping and wake up the next day and my makeup looks the same and not all messed up. This is the trick. Setting spray. Setting spray is very cheap. You only need a tiny bit. NYX is really cheap. I had a better one for corpse paint, which I also do. I do paint my face metal, metal face paint. That one was more expensive, obviously, because you have to do your whole face with paint. That's another video. I hope to do Wallie's face paint as well. I know he wants to do it. But that's it. That's how I do my makeup. And when my man Wallie's coming over, I take this. It's just a lip plumper, this lip gloss. And like I said, I don't use a lot of anything. And what I do with this is like I dry most of it off. I follow my lip line and I rub them together a little bit. This will make your lips look less dry, less shitty, less like you're sick. Because we get dry mouth a lot too from all of our medications. Sleep issues. And I also take, you would take any color of lipstick. This one was like $1. It's by Maybelline again. I'm just going to go ahead and promote Maybelline because they're cheap. You can get them anywhere and it lasts forever if you use it right. Like I said, I've been using this specific pile of makeup for the past 2 years. And I still have a lot to go. Anyway, I'm using Maybelline Deepest Cherry. The number is 420. I did not make that up. So it's Maybelline Deepest Cherry 420. And what I do is I minimally put this on. So I go and dab it. I don't put it on, I just dab it. See, I just dabbed a couple little spots like I do with all my makeup. That's all I do. And then put your lips together. Ready to go on a date. You look healthy. You trick people. You can fool them. And I really hope I helped today. And for anyone who was wondering how to do makeup that doesn't think they can or doesn't think they can afford it. I can afford anything, guys. Like I am well below the poverty line and I'm trying to change that. I am working on a game, but that's for another video. That should be done soon, actually. I want to do a gameplay video and a video of showing you guys how I made it and what it's all about. But for now, hopefully this makeup tutorial helped others that are struggling with this. And I really needed to do this today because I needed to feel better about myself. There's a lot of people that have been hating on me lately. I don't know why. A lot of people in my own family don't like me anymore because I have MS. They call me an embarrassment. I've been called a lot of things because I have this disease. And I've lost a lot of people in life, and that's why I said I'm so lucky to have Wallie. I love him so much. And my son is amazing too, because my son doesn't see it. You know, he's disabled as well in a different way, but he makes me feel normal, and I love him for that. And Wallie makes me feel young again, and makes me feel as normal as possible. You know, it's hard when your body's always in pain, but I love both of them for that, Wallie and my son. And I want to thank Wallie for helping me put this video together in a way that I wouldn't know how to do. This video's, yeah, it's over an hour long, so hopefully it's not too bad. And I also want to say one last thing. Please don't punch down on people that are disabled. And what I mean by that is, oh, she's disabled, she doesn't deserve a man. I would be better for him because I'm healthy. I have had one girl in particular that has been sending Wallie naked pictures and trying to ruin my life because she thinks she should be with him and not me. Wallie's very open with me, and he tells me all this stuff. Right now I'm banned from Facebook Messenger because she just came back and doesn't like me. So, because I have her man, I guess. I'm just trying to be happy. I'm trying to make Wallie happy, and that's really it. And I hope I made some of you happy. I hope you can use my makeup tips. Thanks for letting me rant, get stuff off my chest. I really do love all of you. You're wonderful to me. You're wonderful to Wallie. And I can't thank you enough for being here. And I hope I just helped one person with their makeup woes today. If you're ever feeling ugly, I know I do a lot. It's really easy for a pick-me-up, and it's really cheap. So, till later. Bye, y'all.